In the race for the White House, the two frontrunners win big in New York. Former New York Senator Hillary Clinton won a decisive victory over Bernie Sanders on the Democratic side. Meanwhile, billionaire businessman Donald Trump also won on the Republican primary. CCTV's Nathan King has more from New York.
Winning by a wide margin in New York means Hillary Clinton is back on track to become the Democratic nominee for U.S. president.
And tonight, little less than a year later, the race for the Democratic nomination is in the home stretch and victory is in sight.
Her margin of victory, if repeated in states like Pennsylvania next week, could pressure her opponent, Democratic Socialist Bernie Sanders, to drop out.
She has now gained probably an insurmountable lead in delegates, especially since she comes in with the so-called superdelegates firmly behind her. And so it's unclear that Mr. Sanders has any path to victory, and it's an open question as to whether or not he will at some point in the month drop out of the race.
Clinton's win in New York was marred by problems with voting, including over 100,000 Democrats being removed from election lists. New York's electoral system, along with many other U.S. states, are old and lack transparency. No such problems for the Republicans. Billionaire New Yorker Donald Trump won his home state by a whopping margin in a huge turnout. And while Trump is now the undisputed front-runner, he may not get to the 1,237 delegates needed to secure the Republican nomination before the convention, where party leaders have made it clear they will try and block his candidacy. Trump is trying to convince his party that if he comes close, he should be awarded the nomination for president anyway and avoid a messy nominating contest at the party's convention in July.
We're going to go into the convention, I think, as the winner, but nobody can take an election away with the way they're doing it in the Republican Party.
Donald Trump's opponents say that if he doesn't get enough votes, then he shouldn't be the presidential nominee. Trump counters, saying if he's denied the nomination, it will deny the millions of voters who voted for him and the change that he talks about. It's a powerful argument if he continues to win states in the style he did New York. Nathan King, CCTV, New York City.